Hello everybody, and today's topic of discussion is going to be something that I've been carrying here for a long time now, but I can't anymore. I need to get it out of my chest. I need to tell you guys about some of the worst movie theater experiences I've ever had. The reason I'm sitting here today talking to you guys about worst movie experiences I've ever had is because that's just been happening to me way too frequently recently. And I just can't take it anymore, literally. I just need to tell you guys about this. So today I'm telling you about some of the worst movie theater experiences I've ever had. Also while telling you about stuff that people do in the movie theater that just piss me off and annoy me. So let's talk about it. I remember watching a video by Chris Stuckman a couple years ago. I'm pretty sure all of you or most of you know who he is. He made a video about annoying moviegoers. And I remember watching that back then and thinking, wow, I'm not the only one who's going through this shit. There are a lot of people in the world that just can't behave in the movie theater. So what drove me to make a video of my own of this kind was actually an experience I had pretty recently when I went to Zombieland 2. Going to that movie was already a bad decision. I did not like Zombieland 2. Don't watch that movie. That's beside my point though. So as I was entering the theater, there were these bunch of 11, 12-year-old boys behind me walking into the theater. And in my country, if an adult supervisor buys the tickets for the kids, they're good to go. They can watch the R-rated movie, that's perfectly fine. So these kids are talking very loudly and obnoxiously, and I'm already regretting every decision I made. I'm like, oh my god, I should just return the tickets and go home. But those guys were not the real threat. Recently, I've actually been noticing this phenomenon that I enter the movie theater and there are obnoxious people that, speak loudly and everything, and I'm like, okay, they're going to be the ones who are going to ruin the movie theater experience today for me. But recently it's actually been something else. It's always a hidden threat there. And this time, as I enter the theater, I realize who that threat is. There were these 7 or 8 13-year-old girls behind me. I guess it was a class from school because there were also 7 or 8 boys from that age group sitting in front of me, but those guys were quiet the entire movie. They weren't bothering me at all. But these girls, oh my god, before I even talk to you about what they did during the movie, let me tell you what happened as I entered the theater. So I am in the theater, I'm going to take my seat to my row, but their adult supervisor, she was there still, and she was like, oh, this girl, she dropped her phone, can she please pick it up? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm waiting in the corner, and this girl, instead of going down to my row and picking her phone up just like a normal person, guess what she does? That's her row, that's my row, like her seat, and that wasn't my seat, someone else's seat, someone next to me. And instead of going down, guess what she does? She literally jumps over. She steps to the seat and jumps over to our row. Picks her phone up, jumps over back. Like like a monkey, basically. She wasn't 2, she was 13, 12 at least. And no, adult supervisor didn't say anything either. That was perfectly fine. That wasn't my seat, as I'm saying, but still doesn't matter. It was my seat or not. She stepped onto someone's seat with her dirty shoe, and that was perfectly fine. To adult supervisor, nobody said anything. I'm already literally shaking. I'm like, oh my god, I should just go home. God. So the movie starts, and as the Columbia logo appears, in this movie they did this, that Columbia logo gets attacked by zombies, creative thing, and I guess these girls thought that they came into a creepy horror movie because they start yelling. For no reason, it wasn't scary or anything, they just, I guess, thought that it was funny, fun, I don't know, and by yelling, I don't mean like when you actually get scared, like, oh, like you do this, no. They yelled like, obnoxious people in horror movies when they do this. I'm sorry for that noise. That was them, except 10 times more loud and more obnoxious. And I heard that. They were behind me, and I'm already like, I'm literally, there's this like boiling pot, okay? It's like last couple of drips, and I'm just like, I'm gonna explode. But I'm still coping with it. But God bless her heart. There was this one girl, also from their class, as I'm, guessing, she managed to make them quiet a couple of times. They would be speaking the entire movie, but this girl, they would make them quiet sometimes. They'd be like, guys, please, can you be quiet? The movie started. So they would shut up for 5 minutes sometimes. Thank you. Now here you might be like, why wouldn't you just, turn around and ask them to be quiet? And I'll tell you this, okay? I came into the movie theater, I paid money to buy the ticket, I'm here, and the point of being in the movie theater is to have a movie experience where you don't get disrupted. And also, I'm trying to be a focused viewer. I came in, I want to watch the movie, I don't want to miss a scene or a second. As I'm turning around and approaching these girls, and there were a bunch of them, I'd be, missing stuff in the screen. I'm not like Zombieland 2 was a masterpiece or anything, but it doesn't matter. I came to the theater. I don't want to miss anything that's going on the screen. And so I was just, coping with it. And sometimes you ask people politely to be quiet and they just don't listen. For example, when I went to Avengers Infinity War, there were these group of kids sitting next to me. Again, bunch of kids. Half of them were next to me, half of them in front. But the ones that were in front, they were quiet the entire movie. But the ones that were next to me, they were speaking entire time. And I came to Infinity War. I was very excited for that movie. I didn't want to get disrupted. So I approached this kid next to me. I'm like, guys, can you be quiet, please? And this kid just looked at me and turned around. He didn't care. Either because, he thought that she's just a kid too, who cares? Or they just didn't give a shit, because there was also this one adult man behind me and somewhere in a back row who yelled once, was like, can you be quiet there? These kids didn't give a shit. They also had some trouble. They left the theater once, some kid had a problem. I think a kid was crying outside of the theater. I don't know, it was just crazy. And I'm just trying to enjoy the movie. God damn it. But about, 20, 13 minutes the movie was left. This man, previously who yelled at these kids from behind, he just can't take it anymore. And neither could I, but I already approached him once and I was just done with it. So this guy from the back stands up, comes down. He was the real hero, by the way. He was the real hero of the day. Not all heroes wear a cape. So he yells at these kids. They're like, are you guys ever gonna be quiet? Now, you might be like, okay, you shouldn't yell at kids, but I asked them once politely. This guy also yelled from the back once. These guys didn't give a shit. These kids they didn't care. So it was time to yell at them. And after that, they finally managed to shut up. And I could enjoy the rest of the Infinity War in peace. Another type of obnoxious moviegoers are the people who think that they're super funny and they decide to comment during the movie. Let me tell you guys, no. People who do that, you guys are not funny. Okay? I don't care about your comments. Please shut up. But a memory I have is actually when I went to Captain America Civil War. So I'm in the theater with my friend and there are these two girls sitting next to my friend. And one of them, she was very, quiet. She didn't talk or anything. She was an adequate person. And the other one was the one who commented the entire movie. Not only she made jokes that didn't work, she also just would make weird noises. I'm not joking. She would just be like, I swear to God, that's what she did. I swear to God, that I'm not joking. There was also this language in Captain America Civil War, made up language. I don't remember. I haven't rewatched that movie in a long time. And she imitated that language also by making weird noises like. I swear to God, that's what she did. Imagine me being in the theater and I wanted to ask my bro to ask them to be quiet, but I was like, okay, I'm just gonna watch the movie. Another horrible experience I had with Marvel movies, by the way, was actually pretty recently this summer when I went to Spider-Man Far From Home. Again, me and my friend were going into the movie theater. We see these bunch of 14-year-old boys. We're like, oh my God, please don't be in our theater. And no, they weren't. We were in the theater like, oh no, they weren't in our theater, thank God. But real threat was on their way. Because my God, and a bunch of, I'd say they were 17 to 19-year-old girls. They came in, they sat behind us. And during the entire movie, they made noises. Tom Holland, he just breathes. He's like, and these girls are like, just freaking out. They're just freaking out. They just love this guy so much. You love him. Great. I'm glad for you. But keep those emotions inside, please. The amount of times they made the "aww" noise was just way too much. It was way too much. Way too many times. Just way too many times. Tom Holland made a couple of cute faces in that movie, and these girls just couldn't cope with it. They were just literally falling, making a bunch of noises. In emotional scenes, they would just be like, oh my God! I'm not joking. That's exactly what they did, except more obnoxious. The entire theater could hear them. And again, it's these like group of girls. They are behind me, and I didn't want to miss this movie. I didn't want to miss a scene. I love SpiderMan. I want to watch the movie. I don't want to go and just turn around, approach these people, and they were very obnoxious. I didn't even want to talk to them. And when the movie ended and the lights were turned on back again, everybody in front of me, they literally looked behind like, who are these people? And I don't understand. These girls were 18, 19-year-olds. Do they really not know how to behave in a movie theater, that they're annoying other people by making noises? And I'm telling you, they were making those noises so loud that everybody could hear them. As I said, like, everybody literally looked back like, who the hell are these people? I don't know, maybe they think it's funny. It's not. It's obnoxious. And sometimes you have a weird experience in a movie theater as well. For example, when I went to Venom. So here I am with my friend, and we're waiting for the movie to start. It was a weekday, so there were no people in the theater, literally just a couple of people, and that's it. It was almost empty. It was great. I thought it was great, but I'm sitting there, and this guy comes in, and he was about, like, it's a 35-year-old. He was half bald, wearing khaki pants, khaki jacket. He comes in, he sits next to me, and I'm not even noticing him. But the movie starts, and this guy starts speaking to himself. He literally starts like, wait, what's going on? But this thing wasn't there before. What is going on? I'm like, maybe he's, trying to communicate with me. Maybe he wants me to, like, comment back or something. But, obviously I'm watching the movie. I don't want to talk to this guy. And during the movie, he would comment the movie sometimes. He would speak to himself like, this is weird, what's going on? So, and I gotta be honest, like, the way I'm explaining it, maybe it doesn't sound as creepy. Another one was when I went to Aquaman. Again, here I am with my friend. We're sitting and watching the movie. And about 20 minutes in, this guy sitting next to my friend, he fell asleep. And, he's just falling asleep, sleeping there quietly. But then, all of a sudden, we hear very loud snoring noises. Like, it was very loud. And it was like halfway into the movie, and William Dafoe's character is trying to say something very important to Aquaman, like trying to say like something very important going on in the movie. And this guy's like, I swear to God, super loud. Me and my friend were literally like trying to be quiet. We were dying, we were laughing. They were just like, oh my God, what is going on? This guy was snoring super loudly. Like I'm pretty sure half of the theater could hear him. William Dafoe's like, yes, you were like he's trying to be like serious, talking to Aquaman. This guy's like, oh my God, I was just like, what the hell is going on? It was funny. It was odd. And my friend, he did woke this guy. I was like, man, you gotta be a little quiet. But this guy was like, yeah, fine. When someone's trying to wake you up early and we're like, yeah, whatever, you fall asleep back. That's exactly what happened. And he started snoring again. He did wake up like 20 minutes left into the movie. But yeah, that was an odd experience. Another horrible thing that people do in a movie theater is pick their phone up and film a boomerang for their Instagram. I just want to tell you guys, like, a secret. Not everybody needs to know that you're in a movie theater watching a movie. It's not that important. And it's also very annoying. Because when you're watching a movie inside of a movie theater, it's dark. The only light source is the screen. And the people in front of you, when they're scrolling through their phones, it's flashing into your eye. It's very annoying. I don't need to tell you guys. I'm pretty sure you've had a similar experience. It's annoying. Why would you even look through your phone in a movie theater? You paid money to be here to watch this movie. Don't you want to watch it? I don't get it. I really don't. But when people start filming boomerangs, it's another level of obnoxiousness. It just pisses me off. It was actually when recently I went to like watch The Joker, and this guy was like there in front, somewhere in the front row. And when that like iconic scene was happening in the Joker movie, it's not spoiler, it was in the trailers when Joker was entering the Mura show, he was like dancing and stuff. This guy, like, he filmed a couple of boomerangs just for Instagram, uploaded all of them. Not everybody needs to know, dude. It's perfectly fine. I don't know why, but it just annoys me so much. I mean, I know why. You don't need to. You don't not only need to, but you shouldn't pick your phone up in a movie theater. It's annoying. It pisses me off. Another horrible memory I have is actually when I went to watch the movie Hobbit 2, The Desolation of Smaug, and I'm there with my friend, we're watching the movie. These like 20, 21-year-old girls enter the theater, and they sit there, and the movie's going, we're like 10 minutes into the movie, they were speaking and everything, looking at their phone, they were like, at the end of our row, I wasn't even like paying attention, but these girls, like, again, like 15, 20 minutes into the movie, I'd say about approximately 20 minutes, they stand up, here's the screen, they take their phone, they all stand, to take a group photo. They take their phone, take selfies, that they're watching a movie. They didn't watch the movie, but they took selfies so people would think they watched the movie. They took a bunch of group photos, and they left the theater. Now, it didn't bother me. They left. Great, good for me. Nobody would annoy me in the theater. But it just blows my mind. These guys literally paid money to watch this movie. No, to be in the theater just to take photos of this movie that they are watching. I'm assuming they probably uploaded a photo like, oh, cinema fun, but they didn't even watch the movie. I don't want to say that, oh my god, this society, but literally, what the hell's going on with the society? And this is all very sad because I've been an avid moviegoer ever since I was 11 years old. That was the age when I discovered my passion and love for cinema. Not only for watching the movies, but also getting to know what is going on behind the scenes. So I've been going to the movie theaters ever since then pretty frequently. But back then, movie-going experience was a completely different thing for me. And back then on my way to the movie theater, I would be thinking that, oh, I'm going to watch this movie like in total silence. And for 2 or 3 hours, I'm going to forget what is going on in the outside world. I'm going to dive into this story. I'm going to enjoy this movie. It's going to be fun. But nowadays, I don't think that way anymore. You know what I think nowadays? I just pray. I literally pray on my way to the theater that I'm just hoping that this time there are no obnoxious people who are going to pick their phone up, film Boomerangs, look through their Instagram accounts, speak very loudly, obnoxiously, comment during the movie, and ruin the experience for me. And this is very bad because I don't get excited about going to the movie theaters anymore. I get stressed out. And in a way, I'm like, maybe I should just sit at home and not go to the movie theaters at all, but that is impossible. As a film buff, there are so many movies that are coming out that I want to see in a movie theater. I just can't wait for them to come out on digital. That is just impossible. I need to see that. And also, there are movies that are coming out that you want to just see on the big screen. But people are ruining the experience for me and for a bunch of people. I'm pretty sure people who watch this video are going to relate. It's just very sad. And when people say that streaming services can run movie theaters out of business, I always say that it is kind of impossible because there are always going to be people who go to the movie theater to support the filmmakers, to support the movie, and also experience the movie on the big screen. But you know what? Now, because of these people, I'm thinking that in the future, if a movie comes out at the streaming services and at the theaters at the same time, I may not go to the movie theater because of these people. I'd rather sit at home. At least I know that nobody's going to bother me here. And I'm upset saying these things to you guys because I love movie theaters. I love watching a movie on the big screen. It is supposed to be a great, fun experience, but it's really not anymore. And I'm not saying that back when I was 11 and 12 that these things wouldn't happen. They would happen. But I feel like recently it's been happening way too often. It's either every movie theater experience or every other. And it just ruins my entire day when I'm going to a movie that I'm excited to see. And these people just ruin the experience for me. And I go home very annoyed and just dissatisfied. Oh boy, I do feel a little better though now that I got it out of my chest. It was a pretty therapeutic experience. So thank you very much if you watched throughout this entire video. I'm really thankful. I appreciate it. Now I want to hear your horrible, odd, weird, obnoxious, annoying movie theater experiences so I can know that I'm not the only one. Let me know if this video was relatable. I hope it was, and someone watches this video and is like, oh yeah, I'm not alone in this world. So thank you guys very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, you can leave a like. If you didn't, you can leave a dislike. And if you don't want to miss my other movie and TV show related videos, subscribe to this channel. I'm just gonna go and try to relax. It was a tough video to make. Bye.